What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. You're back at it again, coming at you with another Summoner's War video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new teaser that just recently dropped featuring the Drakan Warrior and take a look at the fire-based one, seeing what their skills are about. But more importantly, what I want to do for y'all today is to predict what I think is going to be one of the 5 units here. I want to talk about a mechanic that hasn't really been introduced out of all the units that are currently in the game right now, which I believe is going to be jumping in there as something kind of new, unique, and I'm going to explain to you why. But before we get into that, though, thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate you guys still clicking on this video despite the fact that everybody and their mom already made a video on this. If you guys want to see more videos down the road, you all know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course hit the notification bell so you guys know when the next video drops. Okay, so before we get into this, so if I can maybe take a quick second to just say, give a shout out to everybody in the ChildishPlays team, as well as all the attendants, the players, the casters, the influencers, everybody that came out for the 2024 America's Cup that just went down here in Las Vegas. It was an absolutely amazing time. Got a chance to stay at the Luxor Hotel and Casino, getting the chance to see this event live at the HyperX Arena. Without question, guys, I've been to a lot of these events here. This esports arena was just simply amazing. I hope that we can do some more America's Cup down the road in this event. I know they like to rotate between LA, Vegas, New York, or whatnot, but without question, this had one of the best venues that I've seen thus far out of all the different America's Cups, Europe Cups, and whatnot here. So hopefully they can do this once again. This is my personal opinion, but this is one of the best ones they've ever done. Now, want to give another shout out to the one and only Mr. Truewell. Truewell taking it down as a 2-time America's Chump champion. Without question, I was super excited to see him win. I ain't gonna lie, while I knew he was probably going to win, I really wanted to see Topa V get up in there and push him to the maximum. But you know what, though? We had an amazing surprise. He had a couple of matches there where things were, looking a little scary. But, he came through, as he always does, staying cool, calm, collective, and he got the job done. So shouts out, Truewell, if you are watching this video. As always, man, it's been an absolute blast to watch you do your thing, and hopefully one of these days we can get together to play some cards. You know me, man, I love to play some cards. But anyways, fam, let's not get into the personal stuff. Let's go ahead and take an unit. And once again, after we review this unit, I'm going to talk to you about what I think is going to be in one of the 4 remaining units kits and why is that. So first up, Drakan Warrior, new unit is going to be dropping here. We have, from what I understand, this is going to be a 5-star family, and we're gonna get right into it here. So first skill, continuous slash, a multi-hidden ability, 2-turn defense break with a 35% chance here. Not sure, what it's going to come out when it comes to the overall activation with regards to the skills, but I will say this: it feels like it's been a hot, long time since we've seen a unit out there with just a simple defense break, right? It's good to see that, and honestly, it's good to see a multi-hit, having multiple chances there for that defense break, so super excited about that. Furious Charge is going to be an ability that's going to attack the enemy 2 times and deal damage that ignores all damage reduction effects. There are some unique effects out there in the game, so to be able to basically ignore all that is going to be great. And then, of course, it looks like it has a recovery feature here that's going to provide some HP based on the amount of damage dealt. But, of course, that's not what makes it unique. What's unique is the Path of the Brave Warrior, which is his passive. When you receive HP recovery, increases your attack bar by in proportion to the recovered HP instead, and increases the damage dealt to the enemy up to 100% on the next turn. So in addition to that, recovers your HP to the max when you defeat the enemy. Now, I don't know what you guys thought about this unit, but I after just hearing it, like right away, I don't know why, but I was thinking Carlos. I was thinking Carlos because of the, recover HP to the max when you kill the enemy. I know Carlos is, get the attack bar when an enemy is defeated, but something about him, something about Carlos, just kind of connected. But it's cool to take a look at this, break it down, because as you guys see, when he receives HP recovery, he gets that attack bar improvement. However, you will notice that it's just straight whenever he receives HP recovery, not when he does it on his own skill, right? So obviously the combinations of units that can be had when it comes to a unit like this, any kind of unit that provides any kind of heal, and considering all the units out there that have passive heals that provide heals to everybody or heals to the person with the lowest HP, right? There's a lot of argument, a lot of reason for this unit to be synergized with a couple of units out there in the game. And yeah, it could be interesting. It could be interesting to see, what kind of numbers this pull. But I'll tell you this right now, I'm not really sure where this is going to go, because while I feel like this thing can do a ton of damage, make the multipliers do good, it is an attack-based monster. And again, there's not going to be a lot of value if the unit gets sniped, right? If a unit gets sniped, you're not going to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Carlos is not, when you think about Carlos and a unit like this, right, Carlos is not going to be outrageously squishy. He's going to have a little bit of beefiness, a little bit of strength to it, because having that HP or defense, that effective HP, kind of balances out with the passive, getting that additional damage, right? That you would get, when a unit is killed. Same thing on this one. You increase that damage to the enemy up to 100% on the next turn. Considering this mechanic. So yeah, it is pretty unique. It is pretty interesting. We'll just have to wait and see how it drops here. But like I said, I'll be curious to get your guys' feedback on it. Maybe we'll make a list of some of the units out there that, will probably synergize well with this. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Maybe talking about your units that you think. And like I said, maybe we'll make a video down the road and kind of get into it. However, as far as the other units go, I'm kind of curious to see where it's going to go. But when I think about like just the balance, or sorry, just the units in general, and things drop here. The one thing that just sticks out, above the most is the fact that there's just only so much, you could do with this game, right? We're well over 1,000 units in the game, and there is just, overlap of skills and abilities and whatnot. And of course, unfortunately, due to the overlap, we sometimes see just units getting, outdone. Rest in peace, Ariel, right? He's seen a lot of updates in the past, and maybe some of you guys use him in Guild Wars Siege or whatnot here, but he's just one of those units out there that originally came into the game way back in the day, and now it's just there's so many other healers out there that provide unique mechanics that just kind of dwarf him. It's just like, man, I wonder if they'll continue to do this as they've done in the past, and just kind of combine a couple of different skills. Or comforting abilities that just makes it shine, right? Again, another good example is the Wind and Bison, right? Wind and Bison has so many things in the case that just make it an absolute powerhouse. That's just like if you don't pick them, or if you're in SWC and you don't ban them, it's like what are you doing, right? So again, getting back into it, are we going to just see your basic skills and ability kind of mixed matched again, or are they going to show something that's going to be kind of unique? So we'll have to wait and see on it, but. What I think is going to be going on here with the next news, I believe there's going to be a new element. I wouldn't say like a new mechanic or anything, but a new element that we haven't seen before. And the reason why is because of the recent update in the balance patch here. So let me go ahead and get into my screen. I want to talk about one of the units here that we're currently dropping right now. I believe it's Dumatev that I want to showcase here. Again, this was like a sleeper in the last balance patch here, where if you guys didn't notice, they had strategic prevention updated that now provides a seal effect for one turn with a 70% chance. Okay. Now again, the seal effect locking down the abilities runes. And of course we have a couple of big runes out there in the game, right? The despairs, the violence, the revenges. We got specific runes that provide unique mechanics that are absolutely paramount when it comes to end game gameplay, right? You just have to have them. You're not using, random fatal blade rage, whatever. You're using the runes that provide unique mechanics to give you the edge on your opponent here. So again, thinking about the fact that that particular skill we just got introduced, we just saw it as finally a built-in mechanic in that particular unit. I'm like, you know what? That when I saw that video, or when I saw that like monster balance patch, I'm like, wow, that's cool. They made a single target, but do you ever think they're gonna make it like AoE? And again, I might be losing it because I personally don't believe that there is a unit out there. If I am, then I'm gonna get slapped in the face on this video. Funny enough, guys, when I was trying to look up the unit here to see if it was updated, I think I just found a bug because they, that recent balance patch that introduced Dumatev and the recent update providing that built-in seal, it doesn't show this here as a way of searching them, right? If you take a look at the harmful effects, you press the question mark, you'll see all the harmful effects, which of course you already know here, with one of them being include the seal. But now we can't search for a monster because there's no seal harmful effect here. Literally wasn't introduced because up until that point, there wasn't a unit with a built-in seal. Now they've introduced it as a single target ability with regards to Dubatev, but maybe down the road we'll be able to do it with, like I said, a Drakan warrior. Now, why do I feel like this is important? Because if we talk about the history of Summoners War and the Despair runes and the Violent Parks runes, there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of runes out there that a lot of runes with mechanics, right? We got the Vampire, the Violent, the Despair, the Revenge, the Destroy, Nemesis, so on and so forth. But without question, the two biggest ones that just really change the outcome of the game is going to be the Violent, going to be Despair, right? And you guys can't go through a Reddit post without seeing somebody just knock Violent runes or knock despair runes, or just basically say, man, I can't stand this, man. I want to see this nerf. I want to see that nerf. And we've seen a couple of changes. Most recently, I would say the despair one over the violent one. But we've seen changes, you know, in the last few years, and it's been holding it down. As of right now, it's just kind of being seemed like it's not going to change. You know, Calm to seems to be pretty happy with that. But there is something to be said, and it's that regardless of the fact that seal runes may not be the most popular runes out there, I think why they're not most popular runes out there is because, you know, you just don't want to waste 2 runes on a rune set just for this one mechanic that might proc. Where now, once we saw that recent unit get buffed, and like, wow, they're putting in a built-in mechanic that we've seen, right? We got units with built-in destroy, we got units with built-in revenge, we got units with built-in vampire, right? Now they're you know, bringing in units that have a built-in seal. Could there be, but there's, you know, that unit is only single target. Could there be a new unit that has an AoE seal? And again, while it may not sound good on paper, take note that providing a unit with seal, right, allows them to really like have an impact on that, right? Single target is one thing, but being able to have a AoE ability, more so a way of controlling the activation rate, is going to be pretty crazy here. Can you guys imagine a unit that has an AoE seal that provides, like I said, 50, 60, 75% chance to bring in that seal? Maybe it's an AoE ability and somebody throws something to despair set, despair steel. Can you imagine like an AoE like stun with a seal you can't proc out of, or something like that? Or I don't know, I guess I'm getting way out of left eye, because we might not even see this on here, but I feel like they could make an argument, maybe not in this particular update with regards to Drakan Warriors, but down the road I could see an AoE seal monster. I might have to reference this back if it ever comes out, but like I said, I think it'd be a unique aspect of the game, whether we're talking about whatever form of, you know, PvP we're talking about. Again, doesn't mean anything to PvE, right? Because none of these units, none of the monsters have runes. But when it comes to PvP, this could be a new element that can change the way we decide to play the game. And again, it's not like it's not, you know, counterable or whatnot, right? It could be cleansed. You could have immunity. Like, there's obviously a lot of ways to go about it. So I'm hoping that, you know, maybe not this one, maybe down the road with the new unit, they updated it, because I feel like having an AoE seal unit can definitely you know, make an argument to be good. Now, again, let's not get it twisted. Having just seal on a unit is not going to be good enough. It obviously has to have some unique mechanics in the unit that, you know, makes it worthwhile, right? I'll tell you what, though, I'm excited to see what's going on here. I'm excited to see where they decide to drop here. But again, fam, I just want to give you guys a shout out for taking the time to watch this video, and, you know, watching it through the, you know, whole end, because yeah, man, I appreciate you guys' support. Again, I'm like the 17th YouTuber that's, you know, put content out on this, and I'm always late. Like I said, I just got back from Vegas. So for those of you guys that actually click on this video and listen to this video, thank you. And if it's not too much trouble, I would really love to hear your feedback. You know, if you could think of some like unique mechanic or some kind of element they can bring to the mix here to introduce with these new units, what would it be and why? Leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback on that, okay? So again, thanks again for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys all in the next one. Take care.